Hey, Cohen here. Hopefully you're doing well. I want to give you 3 quick tips if you have not started your digital publishing business yet. This morning I got news that almost like out of nowhere, I lost 3 people that I know. 3 people that I know. Some that I was closer to than others. And all of these individuals I actually built out relationships with from an event that we all used to go to called the Marketing Cruise. Right, so one of these individuals, if you've been in the publishing space for a while, you may know her or may have known her. Her name is Ann McAdoo. Ann was actually a part of the Kindle Cashflow community, a good friend of mine, an affiliate partner of mine. We've done business together. Her and I were actually talking about putting together a publishing coaching program at one point for fiction writers. And we've worked on some other things. So I was really shocked. The last time I had talked to her, and actually just seeing her around, had been maybe earlier this year. So I was really shocked this morning to hear that she had passed away. Someone that's a great person. The other individual that I heard, I think this morning or last night, my wife might have told me this, was there's an older couple that used to go on a marketer's cruise, Janice and Richard Powell. And, they would always be really cool and really nice to my wife and I. They would give us a lot of advice in terms of our marriage, our relationship. They would give us advice and loving advice in terms of, how do we raise our children in a way that we can best possibly do so that they're morally sound, God-fearing children. And, we had known them probably for about 14, 15 years. We would go on this marketer's cruise. And then I remember one time us being up in Michigan where they actually lived. And my wife and I met them out for dinner, and they had their grandkids. And I'm just always watching them. I was always watching the husband and the way that he interacted with his wife and how he, they had been married for decades and he still had this love and this care for her. So for me, that was really impressive. And it showed me, especially because I had known them for, like I said, well over a decade. So as someone that had been newly married coming into this, it gave me a framework to kind of follow. And I found out, like I said this morning, that Richard, the husband, had passed. So if you guys know Richard Powell, you probably know he was a great, great, great soul. His wife, Janice, is a great soul. My condolences go out to you and the family. And then, I also found out that another gentleman who was in the internet marketing space, his name is Rick Deere. Rick Deere, you might know him. Great guy. Now, Rick, I didn't know as much as Ann and Richard, but everything that I've seen about him, the times that I would see him on the cruise, he always seemed like a good soul, a good person. And, I share this with you because there's things that all 3 of these individuals wanted to continue to do, and they just didn't get the time to do it. Like, there's things that all of them wanted to do that they had, I'm sure, on their vision board, or that they had in their mind, they had as part of their plan to kind of contribute to just society in a better way, right? I knew for a fact that we would see some greater things that came from all of them. And out of the 3 of them, none of them got a chance to really continue to push forward. And I share this message with you because I'm wondering, what are some of the things, what are some of the things that you're considering putting out there, but you haven't done because you're trying to make it too perfect? You haven't done because you think that tomorrow will come. You haven't done it because you just don't even really have a reason why. Like, someone had asked me a question the other day. I was at my doctor's office, and she had asked me a question about something, and it was a shot that she had asked me if I had gotten it. And I'm not going to tell you which one, which vaccine, or what it was, whatever. Right? That's neither here nor there. And I said, no, I haven't gotten it yet. And then she asked me why. And this is my hematologist, we have a great relationship. And she asked me, we have a really good conversation. So she asked me why. And I really didn't have a concrete answer to give her. And I thought about that on the ride home, right? Not that, it's anyone's business, right? But I'm asking you, why are you not pushing yourself to do the things that you say that you want to do, the things that you know that other people will benefit from? Because this is a digital publishing business geared group, right? I'm going to be sharing this in a few of our different groups. I want to mention to you that whatever it is that you haven't put in place yet, you're only doing it because you really have no true excuse for not doing it. There's people that are less qualified than you. There are people that are more fearful than you. There are people that probably are not as charismatic as you. There are people that may be much more introverted than you, if that's your excuse. There's people that don't have the education that you have, if that's your excuse, and they're still doing it. They're still pushing forward, right? So I'm asking you to go in and do the thing that you are dreaming of doing, that you know you should be doing, that your heart is calling you to do. And I'm going to give you 3 tips for going in and making sure that you do it. The first is to make the decision. Like, you actually have to really make a solid decision. And it can't be a wannabe. It can't be, I might go in to do this. It can't be a someday, right? Because you'll continue to procrastinate. Like, it has to be a definite decision. I'm going to do this. I'm going to change who I am. I'm going to become the person that does this. And then you start to embody the things that the person who would normally do the thing that you're wanting to do, whether it's writing, it would be the person that they dedicate a regular daily time to committing to writing. If it's creating videos, that person, they'll go in and they'll start to create videos on a regular, consistent basis, right? And they'll do all the things that go along with it, excluding having the best equipment, the best time, right? The optimal time. They're going to do it because that's who they are. That's who they are, right? I remember the late rapper Tupac. He said, he was asked a question, and this guy, he had the work ethic like none other. He recorded literally hundreds of songs, well into the thousands probably, if you counted all of the stuff that was left on the cutting room floor, right? And a reporter asked him, why are you always in the studio? Like, why are you always? And he said, because I'm an artist, and this is where artists live. The answer was just simple, right? So Stephen Pressfield, he talks about this in The War of Art, his book. He says a writer, they have to write, even when they can't write. And what he meant by that is, he said that a writer, they'll get past the hard part of not wanting to write, or the procrastination of writing, by simply putting themselves in that environment, picking up the pen if they choose to use a pen, and then starting to write even when they don't know what to write about, because they know eventually the right words will come to them. That's what you have to do, right? Shooting this video, I had no idea as to what was going to come to me. I had no idea, to be honest with you. But it's the act of turning on the camera, getting in front of a camera, and then the words will come to you, right? So that's the first thing, is make the decision. The second thing is to find a topic. Like, find something, and it could be something that, because you have to first make the decision that you're going to become the writer, you're going to become the influencer, you're going to become the person that creates digital publishing programs. And then the second thing is find the topic. Like, what am I going to go in and write about? What am I going to speak about? What am I going to create content about? Find the topic, and it could be a wide topic, it could be a niche topic, whatever. Just find the topic, and you will soon find your place. Right? Find a topic, and then you will soon find your place. The third thing is, please make a vow to stop being the person that overthinks everything, the person that overanalyzes everything, the person that procrastinates to a point where you're like, I gotta cross all of my T's and dot all of my I's, because if not, it's not going to be something that people want. I'm talking to you on behalf of the 3 individuals that I found out that are no longer here: Richard, Ann McAdoo, and Rick. Go in and do these 3 things. Make the decision. Become the person, right? Find that topic, and then overcome the need to be perfect. There you go. Hopefully you got value out of this. My goal is to go in and publish videos like this, how-to videos. It might be some screen share. It might be me just giving you some things that work for me. It might be behind-the-scenes videos on a regular, daily, consistent basis. If you want more like this, just type more in the comments box so that I'll know. Look, even something like that, as simple as that, is you become the person who starts to take action, and guess what happens? It becomes part of your personality. It becomes part of who you are, right? So there's some people that are going to watch this and they won't type in more. But there's some people who are going to take that small action, and then that small action leads to additional action. So either way, I hope you got something out of this, and I'll see you soon. Stay well.